Hey everybody, happy 2020. It's been a long time since I've checked in on you, and I kind of wanted to just put a quick video out to take a look back at the end of 2019 and to look ahead at some of my own paranormal New Year's resolutions, because I really want to go bigger and better with this channel in 2020. The next newsletter is coming out pretty soon, so head on over to whatsyourghoststory.com and sign up for the newsletter. It's just right over on the right hand side. You click the newsletter sign up, and then that'll bounce you over to MailChimp where you would sign up. And we will be looking at the top 10 haunted sites I visited in 2019, and a little bit of a spoiler. The one that lands very high up on the list is what you're seeing right here, a place with a very amazing dark history that I think in time all of the ghost hunting shows will be doing episodes at, but we were there first. And we've got a lot more to do there in 2020. After that, I'm going to do a newsletter that's a look back at the top 10 greatest adventures of the 2010s that I was a part of. Some of the time it was doing paranormal investigations at different locations, but really a lot of times it was historical or unique or hard to find locations, places with great histories and just really amazing stories behind them. But I always want to hear from you guys. What was the coolest haunted location that you visited in 2019? Leave a comment. 2019 was a great year for paranormal conferences. We covered so many of them. Here are some still photos from the Mabel Tainter convention up in Menominee, Minnesota. You see on stage Travis Walton, the famed alien abductee whose story inspired the movie Fire in the Sky. And here's Grant Wilson talking in this grand hall. I was very lucky to be able to speak here myself. And one of the speeches I gave two. One of them, I decided that I should cut my speech a little bit shorter and then have everybody that was in the room gather around as if we're gathering around the campfire to tell stories. People could share their own, and we heard some really good ones. But Grant Wilson said, hey, if you're doing that, you have to have a fire in there. You can't do that without a fire. So this is what I came up with, and we had a fire on the screen, and Grant Wilson even was kind enough to stop by and keep himself warm by it with me. We went down to Louisville, Kentucky to the Imaginarium conference, where I had a lot of fun because I got to host a storyteller's conversation with the band Sunspot. And they talked about the paranormal inspirations behind their songs. You can actually see part of this event because we posted American Monsters, which, if you are fans of the series Hellier on Amazon Prime, the final closing credits and the whole final montage take place with the song American Monsters behind it. So here you can check out the whole inspiration of what was behind that song. And kind of on the note of all of these paranormal conferences I spoke at over the last year, and I've been doing this for a very long time, is those speeches are going to have a home. They will be here on this YouTube channel. They might not be live forever, but if you didn't get to come out and see me in 2019, I'm going to go back and give all of my speeches to you, to the camera. And so even if you couldn't make it in person, whether it was Minnesota or Wisconsin, Illinois, anywhere else I spoke, Los Angeles of course, you'll be able to watch it right here on this YouTube channel. I know there was a really fun one I gave a few years back that I'm going to cover as well. I think I did it for Midsummer Scream. It was kind of a ghost hunting 201 class. So not your basic, this is an EMF detector, this is how you do EVP sessions, but really kind of a slightly more advanced version of different ways to use ghost hunting equipment. So that's when I think the live speech went really well, and I had a lot of fun with it, so I've been wanting to give it again. Might as well share that with you guys. Also, anybody that was a very wonderful, dedicated viewer of my channel this year, 2019 that is, knows that I did the letter a day vlog challenge, where each day I spoke about a different paranormal topic from A to Z. Well, when the Chicago Ghost Conference came around, I was given a 40-minute spot, and I thought, I wonder if I could recap the whole year in that 40 minutes. So I tell 26 ghost stories in 40 minutes. It was chaotic, it was anxiety riddled. I barely slept the night before. I didn't know if I could do it. But you don't know until you try, and I had a hell of a good time trying. I had a really awesome audience that came out and supported me during this. They said that they felt the anxiety too. They're hoping I would get done with this one before the slide switched and I had to jump into the next one. So I'm going to put myself through that same hell again, and you should keep an eye out for it. And speaking of paranormal conferences, Haunted Galena. That is coming up in May. That is going to be an incredible event at a very haunted hotel in a very haunted city, put on by two wonderful people. And even though this will be the first one, I'm already very proud to be part of it, and I'm just so excited for it because I know the people that are putting it on are really, really dedicated individuals. So it's going to come out so great. We've been talking about it for a while now, and it's going to be something that you won't want to miss. So go to hauntedgalena.com to buy your tickets today. And one of the coolest parts of the end of 2019 was the launch of the Fantastic Story Society. A good friend of mine, Max Tim, and I launched the series, and we've had so many great guests on already. Jeff Belanger, Carl Pfeiffer, Christopher St. Booth, and the concept is really about the art of telling scary stories. There are already so many great paranormal podcasts out there, so we tried to find a different way to approach it. I've also been lucky enough to be on 2 episodes of New England Legends with Jeff Belanger, and the most recent of which I was on with my fiancée, Wendy Lynn Stotts. The 2 of us lent our voice acting abilities. And I was on the 2nd ever episode of a brand new podcast called Go On Scare Me. Really great idea that talks about human phobias and how different horror movies exploit them. Also take a second here because I am jealous of how badass this logo is. Around Christmas, I was on a recent episode of the See You on the Other Side podcast where we talk about solstice ghost stories and other Yuletide monsters. The research I did for this actually came out of a speech I gave, and that will be yet another speech I will give here on YouTube. In the world of production, I got to shoot one of my favorite new songs, which is called Spend the Night. It's by Sunspot, and it too is featured in the Amazon Prime series Hellier. Links to everything I'm talking about is in the video description below. So yes, I do have very big plans for this channel in 2020, but first I'm actually going on the road. So it'll take a little bit for me to be able to get to it. I'm heading out to Los Angeles for the NAMM show, which is a music conference. I'm then covering the Final Draft Awards. Then I'm heading out to Sundance for that festival, then coming back for the Writers Guild Awards. So I'll be between the Salt Lake City, Park City area in Utah, and also Los Angeles for the next couple of weeks. So if there's a haunted location in either of those cities, let me know, and I will try to do a live broadcast just for you from that location. So ultimately, getting back to 2020 New Year's resolution goals for this channel, for me, I've got to be way more active. I have so much amazing stuff that's shot from the Gettysburg battlefield from years ago, where I had one of my most intense paranormal experiences, and it is caught on camera. And that's something that I've been just hesitant to put out because how do I appropriately cover such a big topic as Gettysburg? But I just got to get over it and do it. I got to get it out there. We did some paranormal experimentation at the Zanzibar Tunnel in very rural Tennessee. We visited the Mothman bridge collapse location and the surrounding area. I've been all over the country. And there's so much more in Arizona that I've shot that I haven't been able to post, including a great adventure that might make its way onto that top 10 adventures of the 2010s that I did with archaeologist Dan Malone, where we found some prehistoric petroglyphs. And also, we weren't looking for anything paranormal on that event, but as we were around some mines, we did have something paranormal happen. So that'll be something that's coming up on an upcoming video. You'll definitely want to subscribe. But really, so much is already shot from coast to coast. I just need to get off my ass and put it up there. Also, I will be reinvesting myself in the series I do called A Ghost Hunter Watches, where I watch different paranormal, supernatural themed movies and TV shows and react to it, telling about what's practical about it, what's completely crazy, Hollywoodized. Everybody likes to slam, okay, what did Hollywood get wrong? But what really excites me is what Hollywood got right. Like, there are some moments in the Conjuring movie that are accurate based on what the eyewitnesses say that you think, oh gosh, that part was true? Oh, that movie's even scarier now. So I love to celebrate truth. And so we already have a good slate coming up. Bye Bye Man, the movie, which didn't get a lot of attention in theaters, actually based on an event that happened not too far from where I live now. So I definitely want to cover that. We're getting back into both X-Files and Supernatural. There's an X-Files episode already shot. Supernatural, we did some shooting down in San Antonio to color a Supernatural episode. And really, if there's any movies or TV shows that you love that have a supernatural element in them, let me know. Give a suggestion and we'd be happy to cover it. And of course, the biggest of the big dreams and goals is I've developed a paranormal themed ghost hunting show. But I've been kind of handcuffed because for the last 5 years, it's been optioned by different production companies, which is kind of a double-edged sword where, hey, people are interested in it, so I know it's good. So I know the concept has legs, but then you sign an option agreement and you can't do anything with it, and you hope that they can do something with it, and then when nothing happens, which invariably happens, then it comes back to me, and I have it again for a little bit, and then somebody else buys it, and I keep letting it get re-optioned. In a perfect world, I'll be able to create a pilot episode, but I'm definitely going to need your help for that. but we'll cover that more in the future. However, that said, I'd be very open to talking about the concept, what it's like to develop a show. I do have a background. I work for the International Screenwriters Association, so writing and developing is something that's been passionate for me for a very long time. And I know there's so many people out there right now, producers, casting agents, and so on, that are trying to bundle and package ghost hunting TV shows. And I don't really see much on there on YouTube about what that experience is like and what to look for, what's a warning flag. And I always love talking about this kind of stuff, so if you think this is something that would be interesting to you, to hear from me what it's been like to develop a variety of different TV shows for a variety of different companies and have them get to different stages in the process, I'd be completely open to talking about that. Feel free to start asking questions now, and I'll make sure I put them in future videos. But now and forever, the website, this channel is all about you. It's called What's Your Ghost Story for a reason. I want to know from you. I want information that you have about haunted locations I'm talking about. If you have a ghost story about a location, feel free to share it. You never know if somebody else might have had a similar experience at the same place, and maybe they've got more historical research to explain why you saw or you felt what you felt. Thank you for coming along with this ride. Thank you for the 1,700 people. Hopefully we can double that in the new year. That would be awesome. Just to grow onward and upward, and it's always all about building a community, sharing information, and having a good time doing it. So thank you all so much, and well, we'll see you on the next one.